Hi friends, I am J.B. Siriyak, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Newman College, Thodupuzha. Today I am going to give you the topic regarding growth in plants, especially secondary growth in stem. How the secondary growth happens in plants. This is a very preliminary video regarding the secondary growth. So when we talk about growth in plants, the mainly growth in plants are occur due to a particular kind of tissue called meristems. Meristems can be seen in apical part, that we say apical meristem, or can be seen in lateral side of the plant part stem, especially that is called lateral meristem, and it can be seen in root apex, that's we say root meristem, and it can be seen in apical axillary bud. So we say axillary bud meristem. So because of these meristem, the activity of meristem, the primary growth happens in plants. Primary growth means we can say the primary growth is, the lengthening of the stem, the enlargement of the leaf, enlargement of the roots. So all this occurs due to the primary growth. Once a particular stage finish, we know when we plant a particular plant, so the plant become woody, the plant becomes strong, the stem become woody, the leaf become enlarged. So that stage we say the secondary growth happens. Secondary growth in plants started. So that is the signs of secondary growth. So after primary growth in every plant, there is a second stage of growth. That is called secondary growth. In secondary growth, you can see the stem become wood, leaf become enlarged, the roots become woody, or length is increased, and especially the breadth is increased. So the secondary growth, it is is by the action of the strengthening of the by the widening of the particular stem and the root or the leaf. So that is what the secondary growth. So this secondary growth happens, how the secondary growth happens in plants. How the secondary growth happens. That's what we can see. So before that, this is the structure of the the plant, the stem structure. This is the primary growth of the plant. Sorry. So this is the primary growth. So this is a primary growth in the stem tiers. You can see that's an epidermis and cortex and a phloem, xylem, pith and all. When the secondary growth happens, this is the transverse section of the stem. See, there are new kinds of tissues forms. So how this occurs? So this is what the process starts when differentiated cells revert to become undifferentiated cell, forming two lateral meristem called vascular cambium and core cambium. These are the two main tissues responsible for the secondary meristem in plant, that is vascular cambium and the core cambium. How this cambium cells? So cambium is the main responsible tissue behind secondary growth. So cambium, there are two kinds, cambium, vascular cambium and the core cambium. So what do you mean by this cambium? This is the lateral meristem. This is an example of a lateral meristem. That is, once the differentiated cells in the primary growth that revert to become an undifferentiated and form the lateral meristem. These two kinds of cambium is called vascular cambium and the core cambium. So these see, in roots, the arrangement of primary xylem and phloem prevents the vascular cambium forming a circular configuration. But within a year or so, different rate of cell division in vascular cambium result in the formation of cylinder. Secondary xylem expands the plant's capacity to carry water and mineral. So these, the secondary growth, this cambium, by the action of this cambium or vascular cambium, secondary xylem and secondary phloem forms. That is what secondary xylem. The secondary xylem is what we commonly call the wood. In the first slide, you can see that this is a xylem, primary xylem. But due to the activity of this vascular cambium, the secondary the vascular tissues form, that is secondary xylem and the secondary phloem. That is what. So this is only because of this vascular cambium. Secondary xylem is from secondary xylem is what we commonly call the wood, and there are secondary phloem. So the how this the widening of the the plant wood happens, it is because of the formation of secondary xylem and the secondary phloem. Okay, so that is. So this is the the last stage, that is let me see, I'm sorry, see this is an overall view of secondary growth in stem. So this is the primary growth, as you can see, and when the secondary growth happens, what as I told you, a vascular cambium is formed. That is what this ring-like structure. Due to the activity of this vascular cambium, numerous secondary xylem and secondary phloem is formed. This is what this blue color secondary phloem is formed. As a result of these secondary xylem and secondary phloem, this primary xylem. In this primary xylem all push towards the center. See in the next picture you can see again the diameter increases. So this is how the plant develop and it become tree after many years. This was the diameter of the primary stem, primary growth, and after the secondary growth, see the diameter increases. This is what secondary growth. So only because of how this how it is formed, only because of this particular tissue, that is vascular cambium, that is this circular tissue. It's a lateral meristem, as I told you, it's a cambial cells. So due to this activity of this vascular cambium, the stem become widened. So here in the majority of the tissue, as you can see, this is a secondary xylem. So in a woody plant, we can say what is the wood means, this is the secondary xylem. Okay, so by this you can I'm stopping this particular. This is also the initial formation and the after growth after many years. Okay, so the details of the secondary, how this vascular cambium divides and how the secondary xylem, how secondary phloem forms the cell division pattern, and everything I will take in the next class. Okay, by this I'm stopping this secondary growth. This is a very preliminary structure, then the details I will take you in the next class. Thank you. Bye.